Thursday, July 27th, Sleepers Podcast returns. Yesterday, we had David Klein, Spartan Hoops DK on the show. Fun episode. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Feedback was pretty good, I would say. We got in the weeds on a lot of Big Ten basketball stuff and talked for about an hour longer than we intended to, which is typical us with DK. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If not, go to our channel, watch that, listen to it on Apple or Spotify, either way. Today, we're back with a more traditional formatted episode. 3 topics. We'll do comments at the top. And Cart, I'm just glad to see you because after the way you performed on the golf course yesterday, I was a little concerned. It might have been it for you.
Yeah, I mean, today was like not one of those days where I'm like, I hope I wake up. It was more so like, let's just see what happens. If I didn't wake up, I would have been completely okay with it after yesterday's golf round. But, in the grand scheme of things, it was good to, play 18 with you, and got to see my father's country club and whatnot, and got to play a pretty nice course. And he gets very hyped to like show people like the country club. Like we got to the turn, and he was like, "Yeah, Greg, if you want to just go to the pro shop and grab a belt or a polo or something, just go ahead and grab one." He just loves entertaining people. We had some good 19th hole combos and Miller Lite, so it was a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Luther stock is through the roof right now. I feel like I really understand more about who Cat is as a person after meeting Luther. Luther also did his thing on the golf course, as did our man John Black, JB, aka the champion, the senior tier champion. He was just ripping fairways all day. That's all he was doing.
Yeah, but also we got to the nitty gritty of this like club. Like we started off where we're playing with the senior champion. Then, like, it's a senior champion, but they're in different flights based on their abilities. And I'm like, all right, okay. But still, JB was striking.
It's a Mickey Mouse championship? JB didn't win? Okay.
You said it, not me.
All right. Well, we got Monsooned on also. We were planning on doing golf and then tennis before I drove home. But on the 18th green, we got just absolutely destroyed by a thunderstorm. I had to drive back home through the thunderstorm. That was a little intimidating at one point. A lot of construction on Michigan roads. Point is, we're here. We survived. It was a fun day on the golf course. 101 for me, and we think around a 140 for Cart. We think. We're not totally sure. Rough day, but hey, we move on.
Worst round of golf of my life, including the first time I picked up the clubs.
Yeah. I mean, I've just golfed with you so many times. It's a wild linear regression. You're due for a good round here soon. All right, let's jump in. We've got 3 topics. Should be an interesting episode today. Some interesting topics. We got such a fill of college basketball Big Ten talk yesterday. Only one of our 3 topics today is really college basketball oriented. There's a lot of drama on social media, specifically in the state, with some rivalry talk right now and some crazy behavior. So we're going to lead with that. But first, let's do some comments. We got 24 comments on the episode with DK. Let's get to them. Gavin says, really like what Greg said about how the tournament can rewrite history for a team. Look at the end of conference play, horrible loss to Iowa, awful Big Ten tournament loss to Ohio State. If the season ends there, the vibes for that team would be bad. But after the tournament, it changed the overall feeling for what the team was and what they accomplished, and also the trajectory for this coming year. Absolutely. I've been, I think I've pointed that out to you quite a bit, Cart. It's like, this is a top 5 team in the country now, but when AJ Hoggard was making pissy faces at Tom Izzo on the bench a week before the season ended, didn't feel like a top 5 team in the country coming.
And if we get those pissy faces this year, the floor general's coming in.
That's true. That's a nice development. Spartan Marinelli 875 says, I love DK's opinions. He knows his stuff. Go green.
Go white.
I was trying to tee you up for that, but you were a little slow to jump in.
We know DK's a recurring guest on this show. And it's always, honestly, for me, I like being the third party in that, because you versus DK is like Godzilla versus Kong. It's just like two massive forces colliding, and I just like to kind of sit by and watch it unfold.
I like having DK on the show most because I think they're very entertaining episodes for the most part. Like I don't always go back and listen to our stuff, but I usually do when we have DK on. And it's a good episode usually because we don't agree all the time. And we've said it before. We want people on the show that we don't agree with. We think that makes for good conversation. And I got bit at the end of last year a little bit with that. Remember, like people kind of acting like I was really attacking DK personally on Twitter. And it's like,
Yeah.
DK, like we're friends. We like each other. Like that's part of the dynamic of our friendship. So appreciate him coming on the show. I'm glad people enjoyed it. I took D Rose's SAT, said IU has biggest variance in the conference. Top 4 finish to NIT/22 Michigan, but has a plausible path to improvement from last year. The return of Xavier Johnson, improved length, athleticism should have them competing for a top 20 defense nationally. IU's offense will be a bit more balanced approach this year with X and Galloway showing the ability to shoot. And then Mbako filling JHS's role as a tough shot maker. That's where you lost me, D Rose's SAT. I don't know about Mbako playing Hood Schifino's role.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't see any world where Indiana's a top 4 team. To be real with you, I think a good year for them would be in the 5-6 range. But who knows with the Big Ten? We always say like it's impossible for a team to be top 4 when we go year after year. I mean, you could go to last year. You brought it up many a times that a team wins one game or a team loses one game, they'll go from 8th or 9th all the way up to 4. So who really knows?
Yeah, that's the thing is more or less, Michigan State last year was pretty close to Michigan State the year before, but they finished 4th because they won their one game down the stretch.
I'm starting to form a dialogue. There might be too much emphasis put on finishing top 4 in the Big Ten.
Oh, it doesn't matter at all.
It's just like you get the bye, right? The double bye in the Big Ten tournament. Is that really what it is?
Yeah. Essence,
that's great. That is great. I'll admit that. But like maybe way too much. Like there's actually like, oh, we finished top 4 in the Big Ten, and this is me speaking personally. I feel like even Michigan State fans have said this. Oh, good year, finished top 4 in the Big Ten. Maybe a little bit too much emphasis put on that.
Yeah, at least until the Big Ten is good again. Back when it was like
top 4 in a good year in the Big Ten, you can hang your hat on that. Top 4 in some of the recent years, it's like okay.
Yeah, back when it was like Oladipo, Stauskas, Denzel Valentine, I forget who Ohio State and Illinois had. Well, they were good teams back then. Then yeah, top 4, super impressive. Oh my God, this year, like I just don't know. I don't know. They're like if Wisconsin's the 3rd best team in this conference, which is what
Ohio State was like. Wasn't Ohio State like D'Angelo Russell, like Kraft?
Yeah, like it was just it was stars everywhere. And then I mean, Wisconsin built around Chucky Hepburn is supposed to be the 3rd best team in this conference. If you finish top 4, that's not a hang the banner moment, but maybe it could happen. D Rose's SAT, we'll see. Spartan Marinelli, another comment says it's all about the tournament. Quotes Greg. It's all about the tournament. Greg, I'd rather come in 4th in the Big Ten and make a Final 4. You root for the right program, Spartan Marinelli. If all that matters is the tournament, you root for the perfect program for you with that. Spartan Marinelli. Kevin Lucas 2900 says nothing but greatness here, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Kev. Appreciate you. OG from the Spotify live days, Kev. He knows ball for the record. Gadsby says, if I'm Kyle Guy, I'm fisting fight Greg for that Fletcher lawyer comp. He meant to say fist fighting, but I'm going to focus on the fact that he said, I'm fisting fight Greg. I don't want any part of that, Gadsby.
That comment was a little bit wild. I'm high on Fletch, but Kyle Guy was low-key a little bit different.
Can we do a quick dissection of that? Because I don't think it was that wild.
I don't know if I want to see wild. I know this. Actually, I don't even know if the stats will line up, but like, I mean, I guess there's a world. Fletch was like, people forget what Fletch was doing towards the start of the season before he got injured. And like,
so Kyle Guy played 3 years at Virginia.
3.
McDonald's All-American superstar. 3 years at Virginia, right? You know what Kyle Guy averaged as a freshman at Virginia?
What?
7 points per game.
Well, how many minutes was he playing?
18.
18. Fletch was probably playing what? Close to 30?
I can pull that up as well.
Okay. It's a little bit different. I don't know. I'm going more so off eye test with those two, but I could see a world where they play alike. But Kyle Guy had some shit to him to me.
You don't think Fletch has some shit to him? Because that's
but the thing is, Fletch might have some shit to him. So as I'm going through this in my head, I kind of
That's a
want to.
big part. Like my reasoning for going there is because I think Fletch does have shit to him. Like Kyle Guy might be more talented by I think it's a little more talented, not a lot more talented. Fletch played 28 minutes, scored 11 points per game, 2.5 assists per game. He just didn't shoot the ball well from three down the stretch of the season. If he did, he would have averaged more.
Yeah.
Kyle Guy jumped from 7 points a game to 14 points a game as a sophomore. But again, it's like Kyle Guy's best year was 2 points per game more than what Fletcher did last year. Like, I don't know. I think there's a trajectory here, especially when Fletcher's playing next to the best player in the country who gets the ball every possession. Like, what does Fletcher look like when he's now option one on a Purdue team?
And Kyle Guy played next to a table setter, which also Fletcher Lawyer will be playing next to.
I think by junior, senior year, I think Fletcher Lawyer is like a 15 to 18 points a game guy. If they want him to be, if they want to feature him, like I think he is capable of doing that. And that's where the comp came from. Sorry, Gadsby. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus for a little word mess up there. Coy says, no one asked, but my Illini 5 is Io, Darren Williams, Luther Head, Malcolm Hill, and Kofi Coburn. You like that 5?
I do like that 5, but I feel like any 5 I'm making, I'm throwing DeMontre Williams in there.
It's not the name I expected.
I don't know. I think DeMontre Williams might have been one of my first original I love blue guys.
Okay. Can I get your Illinois 5? Because I think it's crazy and Illini 5 doesn't include D Brown. Like that has to be the starting point.
Mine would be literally that 05 team and put in Kofi and put in DeMontre Williams.
Okay.
Like D Brown, Darren Williams, Luther Head, DeMontre Williams, Kofi.
I didn't love Darren Williams like that. I think I'd go like D Brown, Luther Head, Terrence Shannon, Brandon Paul, Kofi.
Ooh. I love Brandon Paul. That's a good shout.
I wish that I understood the Io love a little more. Like I know he was really good, but I think I'm missing in my head like the heart connection that Illinois fans have with Io. Because they worship him.
Chicago kid.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah.
Like literally Chicago kid. And I think it was coming off of years of being bad. And like he's a McDonald's All-American. Like he's a McDonald's All-American, I believe. Like a top 20 player. He was.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he did kind of restore things. I feel like I'm missing a latch there. It always feels like people hold him on like the Mount Rushmore of Illinois, which I need to get there. Brian Van Namen says, couldn't agree more with DK saying that Coleman Hawkins isn't as good as people hype him up to be. I think he's a solid Big Ten player, but not an all Big Ten type of player like many seem to think he is. Some slander coming our boy Coleman's way.
I don't know. Coleman just gets like some of his slander I can say is sometimes earned, but like sometimes like he'll just step onto the court and everyone in the arena wants to hate him and wants him to fail. Like Illinois is warming up and they're like, man, they're sluggish today. Oh, it's starting with Coleman. Coleman's not stretching right at half court. Like we were at that Illinois game. Coleman couldn't breathe without the fans like on his neck. And he wasn't even doing anything. I'm more impressed that Coleman actually, plays and reps Illinois like he does when it seems like the fan base hates him, which is wild to me.
Yeah. DK, I think, is also pretty far on the spectrum of despising Coleman. Like there's people who just dislike him and like aren't super high on his game. And then there's people who are like, he stinks. And I think DK is closer to that end of the spectrum. I like Coleman. I think he's a good player. I don't think he warrants a bunch of like all Big Ten discussion. But he's a good player, and I think he's a little underappreciated. I think part of the reason people underappreciate him, Card, is the fact that he looks like Randall from Monsters, Inc. Like if he just looked a little, I don't know what. If he looked a little different, I think people would appreciate Coleman more.
Oh, Randall from Monsters, Inc.
You don't see that at all? Like
somewhat, but I just don't want to. After I just talked about the fan base actually hating, I don't want to compare it to a character from Monsters.
Okay, that's on me. I'm sorry. Lucas F8144 says DK looks like Foster Lawyer's weird uncle who owns a white van for quote work. Yeah,
I see a world.
I don't hate it. Snap on 29.
You can make an argument.
Snap on 29 said to Greg Waddell, Illini Nation will continue to roast you until next March when our team is in the NCAA tournament, Michigan is in the NIT, and you can eat crow. Have I said that Michigan's going to be better than Illinois?
I think you actually have.
I really don't think I have. I graded Michigan's offseason better, but like there's this huge misunderstanding of people thinking I'm saying Michigan's going to be good and Illinois isn't.
I think you came around on it, but like I think you said that you had like Illinois in the 7-ish range, and you said that Michigan could be in that range.
Yeah, I think like Illinois' floor is 7th. I still would. Like, let's just go through teams based on the exercise we did yesterday. MSU and Purdue are at the top. I would have Maryland and Ohio State in my 3 and 4 range. And then from there, it's like pick who you want from Wisconsin, Illinois. I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Indiana?
Northwestern. We haven't mentioned
Indiana.
Northwestern. I
You didn't
think
say Indiana either.
yeah, I put Indiana down one, but I'd go like Northwestern, Illinois, Wisconsin, 5, 6, 7. That they could finish 7th. They could finish 5th. That's the grouping I have them. Then I have Indiana, Michigan, Rutgers, 8, 9, 10. Like, is there a world where they flip? Sure, but Illinois is a better team on paper than Michigan is. Illinois had a worse offseason in my mind than Michigan did because Illinois, like, it was all there for the taking for Illinois. They needed to get a nasty point guard, and this team could have been best in the Big Ten. They didn't do it. So there you go. I just don't understand why Illinois fans despise me right now. And then Seymour Butts 420 said Illinois fans are so sensitive with a laughing emoji. No comment from me. I still love my Illinois fans. I just wish they would come around on me and not misinterpret certain things that I say. Turney J35 says, I don't get the take winning the Big Ten and even tournament fixes all. Zell and the number 2 seed Spartans losing left a sour taste till this day on how that great squad is remembered. The NCAA tournament is what matters. A discussion can be had if Final Fours versus national championship are acceptable. Zell was also player of the year, but never looked at as an acceptable outcome by fans. And that's just one example MSU fans live with. Can you imagine a world with the talent Purdue has that you have nothing tournament-wise to show? Fans have to be starving. Purdue was a failure last year. They have to have a deep run into a Final Four to at least be okay. Yeah, I just disagree. I just disagree.
I mean, if they go out before the second weekend this year, they wasted Zach Edey.
But can't it be okay to say like they failed in the tournament rather than everything was a failure? Like they put out the National Player of the Year and hung
everything is a failure is taking it too far. But I would use the F word and say for the most part that would be a failure in my eyes.
It would be a failure in the tournament, but that's like I think we can say both. It's not like it. And I don't know. Maybe this is beyond just Michigan State, but it really feels to me like it's mostly just Michigan State fans who are like the tournament is all that matters. And I get like as a fan of that program, I would probably feel the same way. Y'all are great in the tournament more often than not, but I don't think it's all that. Like I don't think Denzel Valentine should be looked at horribly from Michigan State fans because they lost Middle Tennessee.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't, but I do. I will say I think that Michigan State's fan base. I actually saw a conversation come up when they were talking about, I think, like picking their all-time great Spartans, maybe or something like that. And because of what that happened in that tournament, like they were docking Zell, which is crazy to me because of literally he was the National Player of the Year.
Right. Like I just
first team All-American. We won the conference. Like
I don't get it. Again, fluky shit happens. Like I think it's fair. You should say it's a failure when a really good team loses to a bad team in the NCAA tournament. But that's the failure. You failed in the tournament, not this whole season was a failure. We can't remember them as any. Like no matter what happens with Purdue this year, as long as they're good.
Haven't put it in like your fandom shoes. Haven't you gone through a season with Michigan where the regular season's been quote unquote a failure, but you make it to a Sweet 16, so the season becomes a success?
Yeah, but let me be extremely clear. I don't look back fondly on the Caleb Houston, Devontae Jones season because they won 2 games in March. That team was bad. Like
you do look back fondly.
I don't. I think it's funny. I think it's funny to be like, wow, that bad team made a run. Like it is not better that a bad basketball team won 2 games in March than it would have been to just be a good basketball team. Like, I don't know, man. And it's fine. We can disagree. I think I understand why people feel strongly about it. I don't understand why it can't be both. Like Failure in the tournament, good season. The debate Painter's legacy, debate all of that. What it means for him is more important to me than like, can we even remember Zach Edey as anything? Like, I remember Luka Garza as an awesome, dominant Big Ten player. I don't remember that he flamed out in the tournament every year. Yes, he did. It's part of his story, but that doesn't make him any less impressive in my mind. He was awesome. So maybe that's just a me thing. Malik Perry, 7359 says MSU, I think, has better pieces than Purdue. Hogard, Walker, and Akins better every year. Hall needs to be 100% healthy for the entire year. Yes, he does. Good luck with that. Sissoko could be that X factor with 10 and 10 with 2 blocks. Whoa.
Oh, I'd love to know what local dispensary Malik is next to. You said
10
and 10?
10 and 10 with 2 blocks is the Sissoko X factor from Malik.
If this might make it happen, but if like he gets 10 and 10 with 2 blocks, I don't know, I'll eat a shoe or something live on our YouTube channel. We can throw something out there, but that there's no world where that happens. 0.00% chance that happens.
I will say Michigan State is the best team in the country if we're penciling in Mady Sissoko for 10 and 10 with 2 blocks. I'm in on that. Neil Stuckey, 9896. Get an Illinois guy and do the all-time segment with them. Interested to see what you guys think. If the NCAA would host a March Madness type tournament with all conference teams, who would be your 1 through 5 sixth man and coach for the Big Ten team? Neil, full of ideas today. I feel like we just hit on the all-time Illinois thing from another comment, so we'll skip that. We're going to do a segment today that I think is what you're asking for here, like a 1 through 5 sixth man and coach. We're going to get to that, so stay tuned. And then he says, side note, agree with Cart. People can take talking sports and a lot of other things way too personal when having a disagreement. Kills trying to have discussions, debates with people.
Yeah, I you know how I feel about that. But also, some people love debating. I would not say I love debating. I don't really love debate. I like getting my points across and like you letting get your points across. But if you think like I'm going to go back and forth with somebody, like just to debate or maybe make my point. I already made my point. I don't got to debate it with you. You, on the other hand, Greg, you love a good debate. Let me tell you.
I get in the mud too much.
Greg came out on the course yesterday and had a par off rip. I'm talking about first swing par. He didn't even enjoy it. He didn't even enjoy it because he was in a thread battle with somebody.
Yeah. It's probably my biggest downfall. I debate too much. It is what it is.
But you're good at it at the same time.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Seymour Butts 420 says, I think Purdue will take a huge leap this year and make it to the round of 32. Haha. That's solid. Got to laugh from me. At Will_Johnson says Wisconsin has the toughest non-conference schedule in the nation. They play Tennessee, Marquette, at Arizona, at Providence. First of all, I don't think that's tougher than Purdue's schedule. Probably a few other teams that have tough schedules like that. Greg will eat his words about Wisconsin once they go 3-1 in these games. 3-1 against Tennessee, Marquette, at Arizona, at Providence. Not to mention they play Virginia on a neutral floor with the potential of playing West Virginia as well. I think they go 1-3 in that stretch, Cart.
I see a 2-2 world. Well, are we acting like at Providence? I mean, I guess Providence is a tough place to play, but like it's Providence.
Yeah, they might go 0-4 to be honest. Like Wisconsin's significantly worse than Arizona, Marquette, and Tennessee. Significantly worse.
And part of Wisconsin being good is what they do at the Kohl Center.
Yeah. I am curious. I don't know without looking it up. Tennessee and Marquette might be home games or they might be neutrals. I don't know.
I think they're neutrals, I believe, off the top of my head.
I can promise you're not beating Arizona at Arizona. You might get Providence at Providence. Maybe in the Ed Cooley era. I don't think you would. And then Marquette and Tennessee are just way better teams than Wisconsin. We'll see. Blake Brockman, 2131, says both DK and Cart out on Mike Woodson already. Wow. And with the whole TJD and Ware thing, y'all used to say TJD was lazy, questioned his motor, and then he changed that with the way he played last year. Now y'all are doing the same exact thing with Ware.
I don't think I ever used to question TJD's motor. I used to question what they did with him. Did I question his motor?
Not you, maybe, but a lot of people did. And we definitely talked about it on this show.
Did we? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I took the stance where I was defending TJD. Maybe I thought that if there was motor issues, it's because you were playing him next to Race Thompson and putting him through hell every game. Like it's hard to keep that motor going when you got to go through some things. But I don't know, just completely different. If Kiel Ware becomes half of what TJD is, that'll be a win for Indiana. But
Yes.
I don't see that happening.
So there's a little thread on this comment from Blake. Further down, he says, I just don't get the sleepers being so down on him. He's been in the tournament 2 years out of 2. Archie could never make the tournament in 4 years of coaching. Why the hate for Woodson? I think my stance on Woodson, one, we just make a lot of jokes at Woodson's expense because I think he's an easy target for jokes. No offense, but like he just looks so sleepy. Like you go to Big Ten Media Day, you see him in person, you see the energy these other coaches show up with. Mike Woodson has none of that. Like he just looks so bored by everything. The other thing I would say is like he definitely has done better. Like this program is expected to make the tournament every year. That wasn't the case with Archie. That's impressive. My pushback would be, I think like Mike Woodson, to his credit, last year had a team that was capable of competing for a Big Ten title. Look no further than their wins against Purdue. Like they were good enough to potentially win the Big Ten last year. They were good enough to make deep runs in the NCAA tournament. I never for a second felt that either of those were going to happen. Like I felt like that team was always a team that was ready to underachieve. And I think Mike Woodson's a part of that. I don't know why necessarily. I think he's good at assembling talented rosters. Last year's roster was talented and it fit pretty well. And there was still just not a moment. And also the year before, by the way, we're giving him credit making the tournament.
Thank you. That's the point I was about to bring up. They won the
They
play-in against Wyoming and
they
then got
snuck in.
blitzed by St. Mary's. Blitzed.
If my Michigan team doesn't blow a 20-point lead to Indiana, they're not in the tournament. So Mike Woods has got to prove something to us. He has a good opportunity to do so this year. Matthew Hagan 9521 says Mason Gillis should be a redacted by driving a .272. I despise people who ignore the consequences of doing that. Lucky he didn't kill somebody. It's frustrating to see schools cover somebody 3 times the legal limit. If it was any other profession, they're out, but he can defend and shoot. ... I didn't know that Mason Gillis had done this. Did you know that?
I knew he had a DUI. I didn't know it was I didn't know it was like he was drinking like Bob Huggins.
Yeah, I didn't know he had
I
a DUI.
I thought it was like he was underage and like if you blow anything, you're getting a DUI. I didn't know it was 2.72. How's he alive?
I had no idea he had a DUI. We are not a program that skates by DUIs. If you've listened to us historically, we address DUIs quite a bit. So let's just say we will not positively speak on Mason Gillis too much anymore. Is that fair to say? I don't think we loved Mason Gillis anyway, Cart. But
I'm more of a Caleb First guy.
Yeah. And Brian Waddell. That's my favorite. Michael Mann.
People say I look like Mason Gillis. I've gotten that before.
That's an insult. I'm just saying.
Is what it is.
I don't see it for the record. Michael Mann 2171 says, love the insight, but this guy is long-winded. I don't know who he's talking about. He could be talking about me. He could be talking about DK. We are very long-winded when we get with DK on shows. Yeah, that's a bug of us, but we know, at least we're aware of it, right? Noah Bonham 9736 said, don't applaud a fish for swimming. Fish swim all day. That was the Aaron Henry quote.
That was Aaron Henry. That was a great line.
That was such a bar. Yeah, Aaron Henry really was special that year.
I still not putting him in my top 5 all time. That's still crazy to me.
Aaron Henry single-handedly made it so that the "is over" shirts that I made never saw the light of day.
Damn it.
Had a real nice one with the RIP tournament runs streak.
Oh, my word.
Well, Aaron Henry, great job. Okay, great job, comment section. Thank you for all those today. I appreciate everybody watching. Continue to watch our videos. And if I could get greedy for a moment, also now I'm just like begging our audience, but watch the videos on YouTube too. That's where we get our stuff from. So we've tried to do our best.
Like we're putting them on the streaming things for you guys because we are a blue collar podcast for the people, but where we can really get the true support is this stuff on YouTube. So peep both. Yep, YouTube stuff is good.
Yeah, just click into the YouTube at least. Throw a comment, throw a like, do that. That's us being needy. That's us begging. But again, we've got some opportunities potentially in front of us, some negotiations happening behind the scenes, and the better our YouTube numbers look, the better chances that those come to fruition in general. And I think hopefully if you're a fan of this program, you want that to come to fruition because it would be some very entertaining stuff in the middle of the season that we want to bring to you, but we need your help to bring it to you. So like, subscribe, comment, all of that. Every little bit helps. Go to the YouTube channel to do that. Car, let's move on. We got our topics today. All right. First one should be interesting. The Michigan State rivalry is as heated as it has ever been. I think this is built up over the last year and a half. Yesterday was a monumental, both hilarious and kind of crazy day in this fan base rivalry's existence. I would say a colleague of ours apparently was caught with a burner, antagonizing herself, pretending to be a Michigan State fan, talking shit to her. This came in result of Mike Valenti rant where he basically told Michigan fans, don't come to Spartan Stadium for the game. You might get hit with a battery. Things are wild right now. Obviously, things have been wild in this rivalry for a long time. Last year with the tunnel incident, and then the discourse in response to it, leading to now where we are in July of 2023 with fake burners and with I don't want to call it a threat because I think he was speaking in jest, but whatever you call Valenti's comments, this rivalry is toxic as hell. Is that fair to say? What's your read on all this? Is anybody like definitively in the wrong? Do you like where the Michigan State rivalry is at in general?
No, I really don't. Just because I think it's like you said, it's just completely toxic. It's like it's not even a we just want to beat this team. It's a like we want everyone on the other side to be in pain, suffering, like just I don't know. This is kind of where I'm coming from on it. One, to the Valenti point. Yes, he was ranting, but to me, and obviously this could be nobody else, but to me personally, I thought it was more so just like it's not a when the moment you step on campus, you're like gonna get your ass beat or something like that. I think he was more so just speaking in general that it's gonna be probably a very heated environment. But I don't know if it's because I'm a certain way about my sports team or I'm a certain way about my school. I'm not fighting people because of the school I support. That's just insane to me. Like doing people that go these levels to, put down another fan base is absolutely wild to me. Like it would never come across my mind to make an account and like talk shit to myself pretending to be another person. That's just like a wild thought to me. And I don't know if it's because I don't have enough rivalry blood in me or something like that, but that's just like an insane step to take. It's just way too toxic. I'm literally seeing Twitter back and forth between Michigan State and Michigan people talking about, oh, yeah, if I see you on campus or if I see someone else on campus, like we're going to fight. You're 32 years old. You have a family at home. Why are you meeting at the tennis courts to fight a Michigan fan? Like, what are we doing here, people? Like, let's get real. Yes, there should be a level of hate or a level of despise for the other people, but like, what are we really doing
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't feel good about any of this. I think the stuff that happened yesterday was just absurd. I just want to say that to start.
here? It
Like,
was funny too.
it was hilarious. The memes, the responses, like if you do what that person did, you should get dunked on. And I will say credit. I don't want to credit anything, but credit to her. She's owning it at least a little. Like,
She's not owning it as much as you think. She owned it
is
and
she
then
not?
deleted all the tweets.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just saw like the fact that she even tweeted like that was me and I did that. First of all, crazy to me. But at least she's not pretending she didn't do it. Like once she got caught, she's like, yeah, I did that. But still crazy. But also like I don't really get what Valenti's doing either. Like I don't understand why people would even want that to be like a route. Like, don't come to the game. I want opposing fans to come to the game. I think that's part of the fun of the games.
Yeah,
Like,
literally the last game that I attended, the best part about it is I was at the game with our friend TJ. We had a group of Michigan fans directly behind us, and they were up in the fourth quarter and third quarter, and they were talking that shit. And we were like, okay, yeah, all right, you should be talking shit. You're up right now, but don't let us come back and win.
Yeah.
And damn skip, we came back and win. We talked our shit and we went our separate ways.
Yeah. And maybe I'm soft. Maybe I'm just a mutant. I am a mutant. Definitely. That's for sure. I'm one of the only people on earth, I think maybe the only person on earth, Card, that has gone to the big house in Michigan State gear and rooted for Michigan State and gotten shitted on by everyone. And then 6 months later, gone to the Breslin Center in Michigan gear. Like I'm an idiot. Okay. I own that. That's fine. It doesn't make sense. But regardless of who I'm rooting for and who the crowd is rooting for and where I'm at, like if I am with or surrounded by people either that I know or don't know that are on the other side, like, yeah, I want to be able to shit talk to each other back and forth, but then I want to like go get a Jack and Coke, okay, at Roadhouse after the game. Like, I don't want to like threaten them with batteries and say, don't come near me. Like, I don't understand why people enjoy that element of this at all. And it seems like I get there's like history there of like I don't know, like some people think the tunnel thing was way more than just an isolated incident. And there's like years of buildup and the little brother bullshit, all of that. I get it. There's reasons for all of that. But like, I just wish there could be a little line drawn somewhere. And I don't understand people whose like identity is rooted in I'm a fan of this program and I hate those people. And I feel like there's a lot of those people that are very online these days. A lot of them people I cross paths with that I like, that just, it weirds me out, man. Like I could never, I don't even, I'm a Michigan fan. I don't want to be defined by like, that guy's the Michigan basketball fan. Like that's like something I like. It's not who I am as a person. And I feel like there's way too many people that who they are as a person relies on, I hate Michigan State or I hate Michigan, to the point that I'm going to make burners. Like
that's crazy. That's crazy. Do you have burner accounts?
No, I genuinely do not.
I don't have one either.
Yeah. The closest thing I got is for work for one of the companies I work for. We had to make an account that we could anonymously tweet clips from so that we could take those clips and like repurpose them without stealing the broadcasting rights. So I do have that. But it's very obviously not a burner and it just tweets basketball clips.
What if I looked at the likes of that account?
I think you would laugh.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you up on the side.
For the folks out there, I know what account that is.
Oh yeah, you definitely do. I mean, it was intended to have people know. Anyways, all right. So do we put a bow on this? Like, is there any way to wrap up this section?
Unfortunately, the last thing I'll say is it's not going to get any better. It's not. It's probably going to get worse, and I wish there was a way to change it, but it's just, I think it's way too deep in it. It's way too deep in it. Like you said, I think it's way too many people who have stationed themselves on their whole identity being, I will die for anything Michigan State, anything. They can't do anything wrong. And the other side are the worst group of people ever invented. And I'll never say anything nice about them. And I want to fight those people, basically. Like, that's crazy to me.
It feels like politics, truly. Like,
it's worse than politics, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. Messy stuff.
Are we okay? Like, are you good with me?
Yeah, I love you.
All right. I'm high on you too.
Okay. I think we're in an all right spot. We'll move. Maybe we'll benefit from this in the long run. Maybe like as other programs get more and more toxic and alienate half the state, maybe there's open arms here where we're just like, we want people to come disagree and have fun and get a drink after.
This is a safe space.
Hey, it's Greg here, interrupting whatever nonsense Cart and I are talking about to ask you if you knew that we do this 5 days a week now. Monday through Friday, you can find the full video episodes of every episode of the Sleepers podcast on our YouTube channel. You can also listen to them wherever podcasts can be listened to. Please like and subscribe, though, because we're kind of trying to make this a more real thing, and we don't really make any money off of this right now, which is not ideal. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this, and let's get you back to the show. Let's move on to your draft you wanted to do. Can you explain the rules of this and how we're going to do this?
Yeah, so I wanted to draft me and you current Big Ten players, including the incoming freshmen. You're building a starting five to. Okay, I just want to make this. I want to make this clear, and you can say which way you want it. Do you want it to win the Big Ten, like you're building a Big Ten team, or are you just building a team in general, like you want to win, win a Final Four? Because it's different to
It
me.
is different. It is different. Let's say trying to win a national championship. That's the
National
goal.
championship. Okay,
Yep,
and
that's the goal.
so we're gonna draft 5 starters, 1 6 man, and a coach. And because you won the golf round yesterday, I am going to give you the first pick.
Okay. All right. Does it alternate or is it snake style? Are we going
Alternate,
one, then
alternate,
2, 3? Okay.
alternate.
So I get 1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Yes.
Okay. Huge advantage for me, first of all. I'll take the no-brainer best player in the country. I'll take Zach Edey.
Back 80. Okay. I might go. I might go sideways and get the coach off the board here. No, I'm kidding. Um, I will go. I'm gonna go Terrence Shannon Jr.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm gonna go Terrence Shannon Jr.
Can you elaborate on that at all or no? Because that's
I'll
interesting to me.
elaborate on it when I get further into the draft, but I got a little bit of strategy here. Okay. Good grief.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's somebody I'm missing because I think you and I have the same strategy and I don't want to take the first bite. um I don't like this. I don't like this
You
at
just said
all.
you were in a great position 2 seconds ago.
I was. No what, screw. I'm taking Tom Izzo.
You're going for the coach right
I'm
now.
I'm taking Tom Izzo. I'm trying to win a national championship. There's only one coach in this conference who is capable of doing that in March. Give me Tom Izzo.
Wow. Okay. I'm going
That's
Tyson
how
Walker.
petty I am. Also, yeah,
Yeah, that is very petty. I'm going Tyson Walker.
that's a horrible pick. That's the worst pick of the draft so far.
Really?
Good player. He arguably a better player than Terrence Shannon, but there's a lot of value on the board at that position.
I like that backcourt. That's the backcourt I want.
Whoever I don't pick here, you're gonna pick the other one of. I got to take my guy. I have to. I'm taking Boo Booey.
That's a good pick.
Taking Boo Booey.
I need some NBA talent on this team. I'm gonna go Deshaun Harris Smith at the 3.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe Deshaun Harris Smith at the 2, Terrence Shannon at the 3. Oh, I like this team.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
athletic. You're athletic. Who's your core right now? Harris Smith, Tyson
Harris Smith,
Walker.
Walker, Shannon Jr.
You need a big. Um,
Well, I got 10 and 10 and 2. Matty Sissoko still on the board.
that's true. Wow, there's really a big drop off in talent this year in a pretty big way. I'm gonna take. I'll take best player available, I guess. I'll take Jameer Young. I don't think you were gonna take him, but I think he's best player available. Give me the double point guard look. Boo Booey, Jameer Young with Zach Edey at center.
I need a coach on the floor, do everything, die for the program guy, heady, sneaky athletic.
Oh
Give me
God.
Tyler Wall off the
Oh
floor.
my God. This is horrible from you. This is horrible from you. I'm baffled right now. Okay, I need shooting. This might be a worse pick than the pick you just made. I just need shooting. That's all I need. Taking Peyton Sanford.
That's not a bad pick at all. I really like that pick.
I'm taking Peyton Sanford. I need shooting.
I
Shooting,
like that.
shooting.
I'm gonna go. Damn. I was really hoping I could grab him with the 6 man pick. Are you starting Sanford?
Right now on paper, yeah, we'll see. I need
Okay.
shooting. I got Boo Booey, Jameer Young, and Zach Edey. All I need is shooting.
Okay. Let's see here. I need a big. I'd love. God I wish I could have Hunter Dickinson as my 5. Uh, let's see. I will. God, this is so tough. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anybody here. Wisconsin, give me Coleman at the 5.
Wow, small ball.
Yeah, give me Coleman at the 5.
I thought you might go Cliff.
I was between Cliff. Well, I don't want to give you ideas of who I was
Okay.
going to pick.
Well, I have my final 2 picks. I'm really excited about them. I'm gonna take the best small forward in the Big Ten, Jaden Akins.
Damn it.
Great shooter. I need a great shooter. I need a guy who is comfortable not having the ball in his hands and playing next to 2 point guards, even though he might be better than them. Perfect. Boo,
Okay,
Jameer
all you had to do is make your pick. Okay. Thank you for the extra insight. You getting Akins and Sanford is really pissing me off.
I'm winning the draft by a lot. I got Zach Edey, Boo Booey, Jameer Young, Jaden Akins. And you're right. I have
the NBA player. I got Tyson Walker. I got Shannon.
Who's the
I got
NBA player?
Wall.
You're Illinois. Just add Tyson Walker. That's your team. It's Illinois and add Tyson.
And Deshaun Harris-Smith.
Yeah. We'll see how you finish up. Continue.
Okay. For my 6th, this gotta be my 6th man. God, does the Big Ten stink?
Yeah, it's bad.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like I'm missing somebody like big right now, but I don't want to. I'm just like going through the teams really quickly here. I would have picked Paul Mulcahy, but my king has moved on. Let's see here. I will take. I'll take Scotty Middleton.
I thought about him, but once I got the backcourt in the big, I was out because I needed known shooting, and I'm a little scared on his shot. But I like that.
Yeah,
pick.
Me too. Did I miss a shoot? Can you comment on my team afterwards? Did I miss a shooter at this pick?
We'll do comments afterwards.
Okay.
All right. I am bringing Sanford off the bench now that I see what's going on. I'm taking a guy you never would have picked. I don't think this is a stretch car. I need a stretch 4 that I know can shoot the basketball and play defense is Kamwa. I think he's the best stretch 4 available after you took Coleman.
He's not a stretch 4.
Yeah, he is. He can shoot.
Can he?
Yes, and guard the perimeter.
What are his percentages?
Pull him up.
I'll pull him. You can pull him up while I pick my coach. As my coach, I'm taking Fran.
Oh my God, that's horrible. We're trying to win a national championship.
Yeah, and I need a coach who's gonna get upset.
That's absurd. You should have taken Brad for the record, even though he can't win in the tournament either. Kamwa is a career 36% 3-point shooter. He can shoot.
Attempts numbers? Sorry, I'm asking a lot of you right now.
He shot 2 a game last year.
Okay. Well,
he can shoot.
Stretch 4 is a stretch, I'd say.
Oh, God. All right. So my final team is Boo Booey, Jameer Young, Jaden Akins, Olivier Kamwa, Zach Edey, Peyton Sanford off the bench with Tom Izzo coaching. And your team is?
My team is coached by Fran McCaffrey. I have Tyson Walker, Terrence Shannon, Sean Harris-Smith, Tyler Wall. Who's my fifth? Coleman, and then Scotty off the bench.
Yeah, I despise your team.
I don't like yours either.
All right, let us know in the comments who won this exercise. He picked Fran McCaffrey in an exercise to win a national championship. Let's just
come on. You took the national championship coach. What else am I supposed to do?
That was arguably the pick of the draft. Also, for people saying I'm a Tom Izzo hater, let everyone know the exercise we just did. I took Tom Izzo in the 2nd round. Okay? That's some value. I want to do a quick discussion on Lionel Messi, Cart. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with this Messi nonsense. Messi is either the greatest soccer player of all time or one of the greatest. You can tell me what that answer is. You're the footy expert on this show, okay? Messi is a stud. We know that. Comes to the MLS. He dominates. He should dominate. It's the MLS I'm getting group texts from family members that have never even cared about soccer for an ounce of their life. And they're sending me all caps Messi. I got sister-in-laws buying tickets to go to Miami and bring the family down so they can get a glimpse of Messi when they haven't cared about soccer in their lives. That's fine. I'm glad. It's cool that Messi's in America. But I don't need a group text from Aunt Carol every time Messi scores a goal in the MLS cart. It's the MLS. Like, if LeBron James turns 40 and goes to China and hits a game winner his first game, I am not going to be bragging about that like it's the greatest moment in the history of basketball, like American fans are trying to do with this free kick. And like, yeah, he checked it. He's Lionel Messi, dog. Like, can I name the players in the MLS? Of course, Lionel Messi is getting goals and assists in the MLS. I don't understand what American people are missing on this. Like, it's not impressive that he's doing this at all. It's arguably the least impressive thing Lionel Messi has ever done in his life as a soccer player. So
this is equivalent of a NBA player showing up to LA Fitness pickup runs. That's literally what it is. It is. It truly is. Like, and for the footy people out there, this one will hit a little differently. Messi's first goal yesterday, not the free kick one, in the game the other day, he beat Brad Guzan in goal. Brad Guzan, who has been a career like third goalkeeper for the United States men's national team, stinks. And like, he's 40 Brad Guzan is 40 years old himself and bald. Like, it's not impressive. Messi should be doing it. It sucks that Messi is doing it. He should be somewhere else. I get it. It's sweet. Everyone loves it. He's probably selling hella tickets, selling gear. Like, this is great for Inter Miami. It's unreal. Like, they get to do their season tickets and all that shit. But like, everything he's doing in the MLS is not impressive. Messi is the GOAT of soccer. He should be doing this. And the MLS stinks. It stinks.
Yeah. I wish as American soccer fans, like, we could just acknowledge that. Like, we don't need to act like Messi scoring a goal is incredible. I don't need group text every time he scores a goal in the MLS. I'm sorry. It's driving me insane, man. Like, just let's realize who he's playing against. Like, I don't want to name names. There's a kid in the MLS who's an every game MLS starter that's just like a local kid from where I live in Michigan. And like, everyone in my family is like shocked that Messi's scoring 2 goals in a game. Like, it's Lionel Messi versus the local kid. Like, he's not in the EPL even. Like, he never played in the Premier League, and he's here scoring goals, and people are acting impressed. It's insanity to me. It's insanity to me. I'm just done. I just wanted to get that out there. That's all we needed today. Let's end with one big thing, Cart. Would you like me to go first, or would you like to go first today?
I'll go first, because mine's pretty short. My one big thing is that, yes, it's good to strive for goals. It is. It truly is. But there needs to be a certain point where you're rooted in reality. And maybe this is a bounce back of not dreaming. But you got to be real with yourself. Sometimes you're just not that guy, and that's okay. I feel like you need to move on in life, maybe hit a pivot. But just because you have a goal doesn't mean that you have to kill yourself striving for that goal. There should be some type of joy in giving up. That's kind of my shtick for the day.
There's joy in giving up.
Sometimes giving up is not bad. Sometimes giving up is good. Just give up.
You're still getting a club fitting, for the record. Like, you're trying to publicly act like you're giving up on golf, and I know for a fact you have a scheduled club fitting. So
that doesn't mean I'm not giving up.
Someone wouldn't get new golf clubs if they were giving up. Just saying. You got a lot of work to do. The yips are real. I will say that. I've seen them.
I am the Markel Fultz of golf.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. All right, my one big thing. I have a hot take. It's a prediction. This could be clipped. Michigan's going to lose one of the 4 games they don't have Jim Harbaugh for.
Which one?
If I had to guess, I would go Rutgers. Because, for the record, that was a close game in the 4th quarter last year with Jim Harbaugh on the sidelines.
I hope they don't, because all they'll use is that Harbaugh's not there as an excuse.
It's hilarious this has happened. Jim Harbaugh stinks. I'm sorry. He's just a horrible person, guys. Just acknowledge it. Okay, great episode today, Cart. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll be back for another episode of Riley Fridays. Riley Davis from Heat Check will join the show tomorrow. Have a great Thursday, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow.